Times I start to feel that I don't wanna be here. I get tired of having to look inside your face and see deceitful sneers. A feeling like you could hear me but just won't clean your ears. And just below the surface disappointment I'm feeling for years. See, truthfully, the stupid cycle is exhausting. It's heartening to see how few of you will choose the smart thing. Instead it seems that all you people want is conflict, to contradict with utter nonsense until those bombs hit. Collectively, the human story is a tragedy, written with the blood that they spill in all their calamities.
What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I had to actually directly address this particular question. But from time to time it does pop up. I might see a comment in the comment section, or I get asked that on some other social site. But what I'm going to try to do now is put a definitive answer to that, if it's at all possible. And I'm going to do the best I can at it. So, early this morning, I was tagged in a post by a friend, and the post was of a mutual friend. And these two, very good people. Very good people. But the question that was asked in the post was, why, I'm paraphrasing, why do some atheists talk about religion and God a lot? If you don't believe in those things, why waste the time even discussing it? And I think she even went on to assert that there are some atheists out there that talk about God and religion more than religious people do. So like I said, I'm going to try to unpack some of that. You know, if you're honest, think about the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours of television program that has been devoted over the years to religious expression. Think about the millions of publications all about religious expression. Ask yourself, when was the last time an atheist knocked on your front door peddling a book from Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, David Mills? When's the last time somebody walked up to you and said, hey, did you hear that new atheist album by Tombstone, the Deadman, or Graydon Square, Adequate, Johnny Hoax? On your job, how many times do you have that conversation? How often do you really see or hear anything about this other than online? Because that's where you're probably mostly going to see it. Online. On YouTube, other discussion groups, other social media. You'll see that conversation. But there's a historical context and a larger context. The reality of the situation is, you guys still have the market cornered on the God talk. There is a tidal wave of it. You guys still curry favor with the politicians in this country. There is still a social privilege that comes with being a believer, a public believer. Now, as I commented on the post, you probably don't see it because it doesn't affect you. It seems normal to you. It seems normal. But me, as being an atheist, I see it all the time. I've seen what happens when you get in a conversation and someone will bring up religion in some form or fashion, and you're honest and say, look, I'm an atheist. I don't really believe in that. I've seen the response. I've seen families break up. I've seen friends that had relationships for years all of a sudden become strained because one of the friends no longer believes in those stories. No longer believes in the existence of a God or gods. I've seen it. There is a privilege. And the thing also I think needs to be addressed is the fact that it's not at all unique that there are people that define themselves by what they oppose. Anti-war activists, anti-abortion activists. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not that unique. It's almost the same as saying, well, if you're not a racist, why are you talking about racism? That's kind of how that sounds to me. Because for a long time in the past, most atheists were pretty quiet. They didn't say anything. And then certain events took place that caused a lot of atheists, including myself, to feel like we had to speak up. We had to say something. But the truth is, over the millennia, there's always been a narrative that was created about guys like me. You look in anyone, especially the Abrahamic faith, look in their holy books, the Quran, the Bible, and just see what they say about guys like me that don't believe. We're called fools, evil. It said that we deserve hellfire. We're going to be tortured for eternity because we don't believe, for a thought crime. A thought crime. So this narrative has been going on for a long time. So in this little bit of time, I would say, what, maybe the last 10 years or so, where atheists are more vocal, become a lot more vocal. That's combating thousands of years of a narrative. It's pushback. And yeah, some people are going to kind of obsess over it a little bit when they look in their personal lives and they see how it's been changed, simply because they admitted, look, I just don't believe that. I just don't find that plausible. A lot of these people can't even talk about this stuff in their lives. Some people are still kind of in a closet about that because there is a social price to be paid once you admit in public that you don't believe in that God story. So yeah, they might get online and talk about it because they feel like they can't really talk about it anyplace else. But fear not, because you guys still have the market cornered on it. There are still tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of religious material, entertainment, the conversation perspective, and most of it is largely positive, as it would be. TV sitcoms talk about it on occasion. Christmas, Easter, you guys got the market cornered, man. Don't think that atheists are your biggest enemy, your biggest rival, because it's not true. Your biggest enemy and biggest rival are other religious people that believe in a different type of religion and a different type of God than you. They have always been your rivals. So yeah, I could see where you might be a bit annoyed if you're only accustomed to hearing a non-critical discussion about your God or your religion. I can get that. I understand. Really. But I think if you examine the entire context of this conversation, how long it's been going on, and who had the dominant position to speak its views and promote its perspective, I think you would see that you guys still got the high hand, man. You still got it. But we're no longer going to sit still. We're no longer going to be quiet. A lot of us. Not going to do it. Because there are real life consequences to some of these beliefs. Beliefs inform actions. And we've seen it. We've seen buildings come down. We've seen people get killed. We've seen people get persecuted. We've seen people attempt to legislate different tenets of their religion into law. And there is no way we should be sitting back and not discussing it if these laws will affect us in any kind of way. So we're going to talk about it. Your ideas are out there in the arena of ideas, and they are subject to be criticized and scrutinized like everybody else's. Most religious claims, vast majority of them, are claims on reality. You're making a truth claim, a fact claim on reality. I live in reality. So I think I got a dog in that fight. So I'm going to talk about it. Like I said, when I started, I'm sure this won't be the definitive answer or the last time that I have to talk about this. But that's my position right now. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening.
Shamelessly ignorant, aggressive and belligerent. Dig a mass grave for these monkeys and they'll jump into it. And I don't really feel all that connected no more with any group or any cause. I'm just not on board. I just wanna say goodbye, leave all this bullshit behind. Find another planet even if I have to die trying. Lately I've been feeling kinda cosmic. The smell of this prison has got me nauseous. I'm surrounded by these zombies, I'm a target.